The scene with your boy Rebel. Your boy Rebel now officially back on the scene. And today we're doing another workshop video. And I think today we're going to talk about a little bit of the battery effect. I know a lot of people playing this game or introduced to the game or even current players. When it comes to battery effect, you got to understand a couple of things. That the battery effect, it deals with hot and cold, positive and negative. We use those terms when making this video. And a lot of gear pieces that we have nowadays have a lot of vibranium and sonic. It's the number one takeover for this game. So be aware that yeah, they are the most OP elements on this game so far. Vibranium being number one. But back in the day, Cosmic was the number one element to have, as well as Gamma was the number one element to have. And it's mighty funny how they shifted it due to the recent, DLC for Black Panther last November, and then of course the raid, where most of the enemies are only affected by vibranium. So I'm here to show y'all that this game is more than just vibranium, more than just sonic, and how to do a battery effect and what is a battery effect. So we're gonna use our Black Widow. Well, my Black Widow. And I'm gonna show y'all what battery effect basically is. So let's go over elements. So you have your positive elements. Vibranium is considered positive, cosmic is considered positive, PIM is considered positive, as well as plasma is considered positive. Now these positive effects, plasma for instance, has a lot of stun damage. Their stun, it has a burning effect. So it's constantly draining their health and it raises their stun meter. When it comes to vibranium, is an absorption, positive absorption element or effect. Basically, the more damage you do while they're affected by vibranium, when it explodes, that same damage basically just doubles and it spreads and leaks on the other enemies. When it comes down to Cosmic, now Cosmic back in the day, like I said, used to be OP for a reason, because Cosmic energy or Cosmic effect on this game, it drains the enemy of their health and it also recharges your health as well as your heroic abilities. Now, be advised, now you also have your intrinsic can be revitalized, and it also gives you a Cosmic Surge buff that will constantly revitalize you or keep on energizing your health when it comes down to your minor ISOs, which would be over here. Let me show you. So I gotta have a cosmic payload, which actually cosmic and PIM payloads were one of the first two payloads that we had for so far as effect, as well as the explosive missile and the anti-gravity missile. I would like to see a plasma, a cryo, you know, a shock missile, everything. I would like to see that in this game, but unfortunately, we haven't gotten that yet. Hopefully, in the future, we can get that. But when it comes down to it, those are your positives. So it's vibranium, cosmic, PIM, plasma are your positive effects. Now we want to get down to your negative effects. Negative effects include sonic, shock, which is crazy because shock is electricity, but it's a negative effect. Gamma and sonic. These are all in cryo. These are all your negative effects. So, what I mean by negative, basically your Sonic. Now, it's people are try to break down Sonic and what it does. In my opinion, we know that it recharges your heroics, but at the same time, it's kind of like how the claw enemies disrupt disrupt you with their Sonic equipment, always distorting you, throwing you off, or your screen looks off, fuzzy and blurry. I think that effect on them does the same thing to them, but on a scale where they're basically in constant dizziness or they're constantly dazed, and any effect done to them is just crazy. So I don't know. Y'all have to let me know in the comments below, but that's my take on it. Cryo, we all know cryo is dealing with ice, freezing enemies. Also, it slows them down dramatically. You can do a lot more damage on them. And of course, we have your shock damage, which is good for stun status meter. And it shock damage is good. It's great. I just wish they would apply it in a different type of way. But I know shock damage is real good for stun status meter, building up that stun meter on enemies, especially claw. And then we have your gamma, which was the OP, second OP, if not the first OP on this game. Gamma is a health draining effect. It basically drains the enemy and it burns them at the same time. Not the burn that we think, but kind of like radiation. Being exposed to radiation, it just withers you away. So definitely, this is what gamma is known for and what it's used for. When it comes down to applying battery effect, now depending on your play style, each play style is different. A lot of people get confused when it comes down to how to apply status effects. So let me show you this. Let me show you. Real quickio. Now with Hulk, Lejeune, shout out to my boy Lejeune, he had it to where if you had I think it was it plasma? Plasma on the hands or on his melee, and you had gamma on his range, you can have a battery effect. Your own character can have his own battery effect. Most battery effects will apply with other players. If one player has gamma or plasma and you have vibranium and sonic, you have a negative and a positive somewhere in there. That the more status meters or bars you have on your enemy, let's take for instance the OLT, super adaptoid. A lot of people want to go after the mini adaptoids. They want to, fight around the board, whatever the case may be. Going after the super adaptoid and having those little mini status bars above his health bar, the higher they are, that means they're in full effect. Any damage done to him is just constantly draining, draining, draining. So that's what he would have. He would have a negative on his range and a positive on his melee. Because when you're applying melee, especially with a melee character, we'll say for instance with Hulk, you're punching more, so you're applying that status. And then with your range, by holding a small rock in your hand, small rock debris in your hand, and pressing dodge first and then attacking and then repeating that cycle without losing the rock, you're applying a splash battery effect. So that's what you're going to get. Now on my Hulk, right, as you can see in this workshop, I'm showing off a bit of my final build, but you can see I have two positives, which is cosmic and vibranium. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to take it for instance, cosmic is going to drain their health. It's going to also revitalize my heroics, and the vibranium is going to basically the more damage I do while they're affected by vibranium. I'm sorry, I'm tongue twisted. By vibranium, it's going to build up. It's going to splash on the other enemies. So when any enemy affected by cosmic, no matter who it is, it could be a group of them. They're going to get affected by cosmic and vibranium. So that damage meter, that damage is going to be crazy. But that stun status meter, when it comes down to it, I don't have any stun status meter for cosmic and or vibranium. It's weird because you would think it does. Now, if I was to apply plasma and let's say sonic, so not only are they burning, they have a burning effect, and I'm getting my heroics back, and also I'm applying a lot of damage. These battery effects are tricky. Um, I've been asked the best ones to use. Plasma and gamma are good to use, no matter what hero you're playing as. Vibranium and sonic are good to use. Cosmic and shock are good to use. Vibranium and shock are good to use together. Positive and negative. How to apply it? Let's say for instance I want to choose Thor. Show you a little bit of my final Thor build that I'm working on. So I have cosmic on my melee and I have vibranium on my range. Now I recently just acquired another cosmic piece, which I'm still thinking about if I'm going to upgrade or not. I mean, not upgrade it, but I could use it. Heavy combo finishes, great cosmic surge buff. But let's say I want to use so I apply the cosmic damage first with this right here. I use a combo signature or I use a power attack to apply the cosmic. Then I wind up my hammer, or I use my range attack to apply vibranium. So now, like I said, I have two positives. If I was to switch it up and put a plasma on there, and then let's say I had cryo, that's a perfect burning, hot, cold, or positive, negative effect when it comes down to it. And that'd be perfect. I apply the cryo first, then I hit him with the plasma, instant burn, much damage. Now be advised, like I said, you have your regular damage numbers, which is the amount base damage dealt. That's your white numbers. You have your critical damage numbers. Then you have if you have Tachyon Surge. Every status has its own color when it comes down to damage that it's doing with that. Be advised, that's just the damage you're doing with that type of element. Overall, your crit damage is going to be heavily implied. Let you know what you're doing crit wise. So let's say, for instance, Black Widow. Go back to Black Widow. Now I have two positives. So I'm going to show you how these two positives work when it comes down to it. Now be advised, your intensity right here in the top bottom corner where it says intensity, that's going to come mainly from my plasma, which is right here, 84. And that's what the number, like I say, if you watch my last video, the number that you have in your top right hand corner for hero stats does apply to your overall hero stats on your chart when you click on R3 and you check it out. Hero effectiveness, like I say, Valor. I've done some work on Black Widow. It's hard to get away from this plasma right here, man. It's really hard. I definitely want to work on this Omega Arsenal with the Cosmic full auto shot and pistol shot. But the issue is it's a positive. If I was to apply this one right here, the Sonic, and then apply this one right here, I should have a battery effect. But like I said, it doesn't always work like that. This depends on how you apply it and such. Now, let's go over to the skills. For those who don't know, your skills are very important to each character. A lot of people get confused when the perks they have on their gear pieces or their build overall is not affected as much as they think. Always check your skills. For instance, you have to read what your skill does. This says 20% increased damage to nearby enemies when activating Veil of Shadows. So, enemies defeated by Veil of Shadows is active, have a 35% chance of dropping heroic orbs or chance to drop heroic orbs. So it's up to you. If you want to do increased damage to nearby enemies when activating basically Veil of Shadows, or you want heroic orbs to get it back quick, it's up to you. There are perks that will do this for you, but be advised if you don't have that perks, your skills are always your first go-to. Like I said, this one right here has increased the duration of Veil of Shadows by 3 seconds and increases the critical chance by 25%. So that's your critical chance. You know what I'm saying? That deals with this right here, your proficiency. So be advised, you can get proficiency from your skill tree as well. You can get a lot of things from your skill tree to add to your hero stats if you just go over your overall skills. But in the sense that you don't have that, I have increased the critical attack chance for teammates cloaked by Veil of Shadows by 30%. So I'm helping all my teammates in a sense. I'm giving them a 30% increase, you know what I'm saying, critical chance. If they don't have it. I have my taser darts. I'm just kind of working on using this right here for a melee build. I want to use this. It does breaks block, high damage, high impact, low stun, and they do fly back. So the stun is low. It's low on here. So that's why I have my plasma, which is a stun status and burn effect. I will use that. Definitely look over your skills and see what you can use if you don't have it in your perks. That makes up a big difference when making a build. Anytime you're building, always make sure you check your skills. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of people get frustrated on how can I do this, how can I do that. First of all, you got to get all your skills unlocked. Start working on your champion points. Once you start working on your champion points, as you can see, like I said, I've been doing some work on Widow, but these are the roles I need to get in order to maximize more damage, and Widow will be more deadlier than what she's going to be. Trust me. I'm at 174 power level. I definitely want to get at least to this role right here before I start doing what I need to do with her so far as a final build. But for the most part, she's in the final stages of the road to 75 in game. Now, for instance, when it comes down to it, make sure you look at your minor artifacts. They do play an overall role as well. A little extra boost here and there, but your minor artifacts, they carry a lot of information for your perks and a lot of extra boost to your overall stats up here. Range rating, heroic, and your overall stats on your hero stats. So like I said, when you're building a build, make sure you pay attention to your skills. When you're doing battery effect, know that your vibranium, your cosmic, your PIM, your plasma, these are positive effects. Your gamma, your shock, your sonic, your cryo, these are your negative effects. When mixing them up, I recommend vibranium sonic. I recommend you can have cosmic and sonic depending on how you use it. Always make sure that if you want to apply it quick and fast, depending on who you're playing as, like so far as Black Widow, for instance, I can apply it faster with my pistol shots, auto shots, and full auto shots. I can apply it faster. Then follow up with a melee, but I have to put a positive. If I want to do that, I can do a negative. Just depends on how I want to do it, or how I want to end the combo, or create the battery effect. I always switch it up. So I'm gonna show you a little showcase. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Any comments, anything I can do to help out, any suggestions, any I don't know, reworks, whatever case may be. But Once again, this is another how-to guide and Rebels workshop when it comes to building. Today's was battery effects, positive and negative, how to apply, my version on how to apply. Like I say, I'll leave links in the description below. Maybe somebody else can explain a little bit better. I think I know a couple of guys. Um, but I'll let you know. Y'all check out the gameplay and I'll see how I apply these battery effects. And just overall, just do damage. Just wreck them. Like I say, we're getting close, y'all, to the 175 cash app giveaway. Make sure you subscribe to my homeboys, Zhatterpoint -D. That's ZHATTER-G. I do apologize for being tongue-tied, y'all. I'm tired, extra tired. Just working hard, but gotta put this work in. Gotta put the information out there for my new players. Like I said, know better, do better, be better. Y'all have a good one. Deuces.